So, if I sold the Roadtrek, what would I get? In other videos that I've done, I've made the suggestion to people who have asked questions or commented to make sure and try before you buy. What does that mean? Well, become familiar with the layout of the vehicle that you're proposing to get. If it's a Roadtrek or a Pleasureway or a Sprinter, whatever it might be, get familiar with the features and especially the layout, because most of these have pretty much the same features, but they vary the layout for different reasons to fit different kinds of situations and different preferences people have for different things. If I sold this, what would I get? I look around like you do at other videos and people building things, doing different kinds of projects with all kinds of different vehicles. Little vans like the NV200, Ford Transit, Dodge ProMaster City, family vans like Caravans and Toyota Siennas, Honda Odysseys, and then of course there are those people who do a Prius. So a Prius, around $10,000 for a decent one. NV200, around 15. The ProMaster, I would say, is probably a little more. The City is probably a little bit more than the NV200, with the Ford Transit someplace in between. Toyota Sienna, they're pretty high, around in the 20s, around the 20s, just under 20. Honda Odyssey, not a lot of them seem to be out there available, so we're looking in the mid-20s for the Honda Odyssey. Honda Element, there's another one. That's popular. People doing those. The later model ones, I'd peg them around 15K. The problem with them is they're usually high milers. People put a lot of miles on those. The reason people are doing these vehicles, converting these vehicles, is it because they have them, because they lend themselves to a conversion, they have enough space? What is enough space? I guess that's subjective. That depends on who you are, what you need in terms of space. I'm just looking at data, basically. I'm not looking at my preference or anything else. I'm just kind of trying to rummage through this in my mind. Of course, the Prius has something going for it in that, unlike all these other vehicles, it is the MPG king. As far as miles per gallon of these other vehicles, not really anything lustrous or exciting. The older Toyotas and Hondas, really not much better than the ProMaster, the full-size ProMaster, or even the Roadtrek. I mean, they're not super high mile per gallon cars. The little vans, the Transits, ProMasters, and so forth are kind of in the mid-20s. That wasn't my experience with the NV200. I had an opportunity to talk to someone who drives it. My son uses one for his work, and he said, nah, not exceptional. To transition into some other kind of a vehicle, what would I be getting with that vehicle? Well, it'd be an empty vehicle or have seats or something in it I have to remove. No bath, no kitchen, no solar, no heat, no lights, no curtains, no bed, no toilet, no batteries, no generator, no sink, no stove, no refrigerator, no cupboard space, no closets, no trunk storage in the back, no side storage for things like golf clubs or long things like skis or that kind of thing. Empty. And of course, the most important thing, no standing room. You can't stand up in any of those vehicles. You can walk around on your knees, but standing up, no. if you wanted to be able to stand up in one, there are companies that do pop-top roofs, like old Westphalia type setups. So you could pop the top and, have some standing room inside with the canvas roof up in the air, looking like you're camping. So my thinking is transitioning into something else would involve quite a bit of work. It's not something where I would take money from the sale of the Roadtrek and just go transfer that money into another turnkey kind of vehicle. That's not going to happen. To do that in one of these little vans would be in the neighborhood of 50 grand. So that's off the table. I wouldn't do that. The thing is recently I've been fortunate to have a Prius at my disposal for a while. Here it is. I put a little fridge in, and I have the golf clubs, the bike. Where would I put the bike? The e-bike, the day haunt. Clothes, food, water, other equipment to cook with and eat, move things around to sleep maybe. I need some way of washing up, doing my toilet routine. Yeah, I guess it could be done. Apparently, people live in these. I think they probably carry things all packed up inside. And out in the boondocks, they unpack and set up a tent or a bathroom shower arrangement or something. Maybe they have a bike rack on the back, but I go places where I don't want a $2,000 bike hanging on the back of my van. It's, asking for problems. So trying to live in a Prius like I live in the Roadtrek would be minimalism taken to an extreme. I've taken this Prius out, driven it around, gone to work, done different things, and it's fine. It's nice. It's fun to drive, comfortable, roomy. By all means, they're very roomy for a small car. And yeah, they carry a load. You can carry around whatever you want in them. But for me, I suppose I could make it work if I had to. And getting 40 or 50 miles to the gallon versus 16 here in the Roadtrek, that's a lot of money nowadays, saved on fuel. But I think, all things considered, yeah, I think I need a little more incentive than good gas mileage. Now, for me, I've had the Roadtrek for a number of years. I think I got it at an optimum time. And moving forward, like any vehicle, it'll need something every now and then. But it's got an awful lot going for it. I've never mentioned this on this channel, but when I was young, I basically lived out of my Triumph TR250 and later my Triumph TR6 for about 4 years. Most of the time I would sleep on somebody's couch in exchange for records or concert tickets. I ate out. I did have a home base, but it could be weeks in between me, stopping by there. So, in closing, I would have to say, if I sold the Roadtrek, what would I get? The answer to that question is, I don't know. I don't think there's an equivalent that I could do a lateral trade across and get something with as much value packed in it as the Roadtrek has. But I'm leaving the door open, I guess you'd say. If there's anyone out there that thinks they have a number that they could come up with that would convince me otherwise, let me know. That's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Share it if you think it might help somebody else. Subscribe if you'd like to get more content like this. And as always, comment as you see fit. Till the next time, see you later.